Hello and welcome to Vegan Cafe 21. Today we are making almond date bundt cake with a date glaze. So let's get started. Here I have a cup and 3/4 of sugar at the bottom of this bowl, over which I am going to sift 3 cups of bread flour or all-purpose flour, whatever you have on hand. Over our flour, we are going to add all of our dry ingredients. I have 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, about 3/4 teaspoons of salt. So let's go ahead and add all of these ingredients onto our flour in the sifter. Now we add to this bowl 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. And also we are going to grate some nutmeg. So this is what it looks like. I have some of it already used. So I'm going to grate about 1/8 teaspoon. Now we are going to whisk and incorporate all of our dry ingredients nicely. Done. Now let's go over our wet ingredients. In this cup I have 2 cups of room temperature water. This is filtered water. 3/4 cup of vegetable oil or canola oil. Any neutral oil would do. 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. 1½ teaspoon of vanilla extract. So all of this goes in as well. That simple. Now we just make a smooth lump-free batter. Our batter is looking good, no lumps. You want to make sure not to overmix your batter, otherwise you'll end up with a stiff cake. So now to this batter we are going to add 1 cup of sliced almonds. So I'll just take some in my fist, sort of crush them as I put them into the batter. And here I have about 9 pitted Medjool dates. So we are going to roughly chop these dates and add them into our cake batter as well. So I'm just going to break them up further as I put them into our batter. Make sure they're not sticking into big lumps. All right, so now we can get rid of our whisk and bring in a spatula to mix everything into our batter. You can chop the dates ahead of time before you start making your batter, but I just wanted to show you. You pit them and chop them into small pieces and separate the pieces before you add them to your cake batter. Fold them into it. Our batter is ready. Here I have greased our bundt cake pan already, and our oven has been preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now all we need to do is pour our cake batter into our greased bundt cake pan. Give it a few taps, get all the air bubbles out, and now we walk it to our preheated oven. Now it may take anywhere from 50 to 60 minutes depending on your oven. We will check back after 50 minutes by inserting a pick in the middle of the cake. If it comes out clean, that tells us our cake is done, and we pull it out. Right, so our cake is out of the oven in 50 minutes. Now we are going to allow our cake to cool in this pan for about 15-20 minutes before inverting it onto a wire rack. Now we are going to dress our cake with a date glaze. So in this bowl I have 4 pitted Medjool dates that have been soaking in about ½ cup of water, and we are going to decorate our cake with some sliced almonds as well. So let's move the almonds to the side. All we need is our soaked dates. These dates have been soaking for about an hour in ½ cup of water. So I am going to put these dates in here. Start blending this in a high-speed blender jar. Do you see this? While our cake is cooling, we are going to go ahead and prepare our glaze. So here I have a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. I'm going to add that. To it, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of almond milk. This is unsweetened almond milk. Add it little at a time and keep whisking. You don't want lumps in your glaze. Looks good. Now to this, we are going to add our date puree that we had prepared. So I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon powder and incorporate it into our glaze. Good to go. Our cake has cooled down, so let's go ahead and flip it onto our wire rack. And there we have it. Now we are going to let it sit on this wire rack and cool completely before we apply glaze. Alright, so our cake has now cooled completely. It's winter time, so it took me a total of about 2.5 hours for it to get glaze ready. So let's check back with our glaze. Look at this consistency. Now I think it should be a little bit thicker. So at this point, keep some powdered sugar handy. You can add it 1 tablespoon at a time and mix it in to adjust the thickness of your glaze. You can use a whisk. Now we are ready to drizzle our almond date bundt with our homemade glaze. Now it's time to sprinkle some almonds. What's in the cake also goes on the cake, to sort of give you an idea what this is all about. So let's see what it looks like from inside. As you can see, it has a nice, moist, soft crumb. We have one ready on the plate. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please do give it a try. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with more vegan favorites.